How many of you in this audience today have gone through some sort of dark time, some turbulent time? Right. All of us have at one time or another. How many of us can actually admit that we went, why me? Why now? Did any of us give up? No, because obviously not. We wouldn't be here, right, if we didn't give up. One of my darkest times that I just recently went through happened back in 2012. In 2012, 2 weeks before my 50th birthday, I was laid off from a job that I'd been on for 14 years that I loved. We knew a layoff was coming, and we knew it was going to happen, but you never lay off sales, right? When it gets bad, sales pulls up their bootstraps, gets out there, and goes and saves everybody else's job. The company that I was working for kind of changed a little bit of their direction and what they were doing. And senior management saw fit to lay off 2/3 of the sales force. I was one of them. 2 weeks before a 50th birthday, what am I supposed to do? I'd recently been married, was supposed to be the strength of the family, bringing the income in. And I'm laid off. I have to compete with these 25-year-olds that are all young whippersnappers coming out there. They're ready to sell. Darn it, who's this old man going to come in looking for a job? I went up and talked to my wife about it, and I thought, well, I better let her know that I was unemployed. She said something to me that, to this day, I'll never forget. She looks at me and she goes, Ken, I know you'll be okay because your reputation in the field will pull you through. Now, I could have done two things there. Could have came over here and had my own little pity party going, why me? Poor little old me. Or I could come over here and listen to my wife and say, you know what? She may be right. It's time to get to work, real work now. I go down to my office, send out a quick email to all my clients and everybody I knew that, hey, I'm no longer with my previous employer. If there's any ideas, I'm open to them. Started pulling my list together of, all right, who out there can I call? Who do I want to go to work for? Who do I want to reach out for? And start putting that list. Little did I know that things were happening behind the scenes already. 45 minutes after I sent out my first email that I was no longer there, I got my first call. Somebody's calling up to me going, hey, Ken, we heard you're no longer with your previous employer. We want to talk to you. Oh, what is this? Wait a minute. My whole life, I had to go find the job. The job doesn't come find me. Go to work, don't let it come to you, right? But I had them starting to call me. I got another call 15 minutes after that. Within the week, I'd already had 7 interviews. It was 3 weeks that I was unemployed. 3 weeks. I didn't have a chance to even cash an unemployment check. The company that I chose to come to is where I'm at now, and I've been here now 3.5 years, and it is so much better than what I could ever imagine. I never even would have gone out and looked for a position like this, with everything that they're giving for us and letting us do, and make it. My wife tells me it's like you're less stressed, you're happier, I'm making more money. Everything's fallen into place. And I look back at that time where I said, wow, this is the darkest time when I could have had the pity party, or I could have pulled up the bootstraps and said, it's time to go to work. I'm glad I went to work, but there was something else behind the scenes. Somebody else was taking care of me. God doesn't put you through these times to punish you, to make it hard for you. What He's trying to do is forge you into the person that He knows you can be. So these times, you come out the other side with something that you never even knew that you had inside you. So next time you're into something where you're like, oh, why me? Think, you know what? I'm going to be stronger when I come out of this, and there's something in there for me, and I'm happy to do it. Thank you.